Hello and welcome to the channel of Sprouts and Microgreens. My name is Bliss from Amsterdam and we'll be recording this first series of videos here in Miami, Florida, where I'll be teaching you how to sprout a microgreen, all these different seeds, beans, nuts and grains. But just before we get started with each one of them, I'd like to cover a few different concepts that are instrumental in understanding why we want to take care of our own food and grow it ourselves. And the first concept that I'd like to cover today in our very first video is what is organic versus what is non-organic. So let's start with a little bit with organic. What is organic? Because we've seen here in at least in the United States, in the supermarkets, there's always a small section that says organic food. So what does that mean? If organic is the alternative, a new alternative, what is the mainstream practice then? I'll tell you, the mainstream practice is non-organic food. So what does it mean, non-organic food? I'll tell you. It basically is that the understanding that commercially grown food, fruits and vegetables, for example, are sprayed with pesticide in order to kill all pests, basically worms and insects, or even weeds that grow around the crop, in order for it to grow and be harvested and presented to the public in a beautiful package that is appealing to the public. So what is pesticide? So let's study briefly the suffix "side" in the word suffix "side." It means to kill somehow. So you see the words in the English language where you'll find this suffix "side." Let's see, suicide, genocide, homicide, insecticide, pesticide. You see, pesticide is nothing else but literally poison meant to kill living creatures such as insects, worms, weeds, etc. And yes, they are sprayed. Sometimes they're sprayed so much that you see airplanes flying over the crops, spraying literally tons of this poison of the food, or the vegetables, or the crops being grown, in order to prevent it from being eaten from pests. Of course, when these worms and insects, they approach the food or the crop, they feel that it's been poisoned and they go away, so they don't eat it. But then it is harvested and sold commercially at the supermarkets to the general public, who buys this literally poisoned food and eat them, when the animals themselves would not. Now consider that this pesticide also kills bees, and it has become a real serious problem worldwide, the killing of the bees through pesticides, because pesticide again is poison. And this is the main practice, the mainstream practice worldwide, not only in the United States, and it's been done for years, decades, because it makes the final product look prettier, because like I said, it hasn't been bitten by or eaten by pets or insects. So that is the real practice. The food that is bought at the supermarket is food that has been poisoned in order to preserve it in a good, pretty shape and state, in order to make it more appealing for the general public. And then came the alternative of organic food, which basically means the food that has not been sprayed with poison. That's what it is. Now briefly, I'm going to say, at least here in the United States, it is true that the standard for organic food has been lower and lower, meaning there are some exceptions where maybe the soil can be poisoned, but maybe not these, or maybe the poison in lower grades. I just wanted to cover the concepts of organic. So you do want to look for organic food from a reliable source where you know that organic means literally it has not been poisoned at all. Because just as those little insects that as soon as they feel the poison don't eat it, we humans should not eat that as well. And that's why the food that we're eating is actually making us sick, because it has literally been poisoned, and we're consuming this poison in small amounts, not enough to kill us right away, but enough to kill us very slowly. And that's why we want to take control of our foods, and that's why we want to start sprouting and microgreening all our organic food, and also non-GMO. And we're going to cover the concept of non-GMO in the very next video. Thank you.